Do I agree when the South Africans blanket Nigerians as one? No, I do not. But there are a sizable number of Nigerians that are involved in the negative things happening in South Africa, happening in Asia, which is why nowadays, if you are traveling as a Nigerian to any of these countries, I can almost guarantee you're going to face more scrutiny from the immigration. That's why I speak to the Nigerians that are doing negative things in people's countries. Your bad behavior affects me. Meanwhile, my good behavior affects you. And it's not a fair exchange. I want you guys to understand that. Your bad behavior, if you're a negative Nigerian in somebody's country, destroying the fabric of their society, your bad behavior affects other Nigerians. Before you watch this video, I want you to understand something. I am making this video from a place of critical thinking. I am Nigerian. I love my country. I love Africa. I love Black Africa. But just because I love my country, Nigeria, does not mean I cannot listen to what other people are saying. I listen and I put myself in their position and see where they are coming from. And this is what inspired this video. I am making this video based on reflection. I am making this video based on what I've gathered over the past years from listening to people. Not listening to respond, but listening to understand. All I ask is that you watch this video with as much open-mindedness, especially if you're Nigerian. Watch this video and you will see that I try my best to be as balanced as possible. Watch my other content. You will find that I have defended Nigeria multiple times. But this time, I need to hold the negative Nigerians accountable for the trash they do in people's countries. And if you love Nigeria, you will have to see things from this perspective as well. Enjoy. This is a public service announcement to the Nigerians living abroad. Listen, if you're Nigerian and you're living in somebody's country, it is your duty to respect the laws of the land and not to be a nuisance, not to cause chaos in the countries you reside in. Look, most Nigerians living abroad are law-abiding, hardworking. We are just trying to get through our life. That's most Nigerians. But we have a small percentage of Nigerians that are very loud in the negativity that they do in other people's countries. You guys know me. If you've watched my content enough times, you'll know that I hold Nigeria accountable for the positive things we do, but I also hold us accountable for the negative things we do. Go to my catalog, you will find it. But this ongoing conversation between Nigeria and South Africa, there's an aspect I want to bring in, especially as a Nigerian, especially as somebody who's traveled around the world. We cannot deny that despite the fact that most Nigerians are law-abiding, there is a part of us, there's a group of Nigerians, I call them anti-Nigerians, that are Nigerians. They are passport holders, they have Nigerian passports. But these people go around the world spoiling our names as Nigerians. And those are the people I want to address. These are the guys that go out into people's country and then they deal drugs. They deal in narcotics. They do negative things across different parts of the world. And I understand there's an ongoing battle between Nigeria and South Africa, but I feel like as Nigerians, we also need to focus on the Nigerians that are involved in these negative things in people's countries. There are South Africans that have a legitimate point when they say, oh, Nigerians are doing drugs. Is it all Nigerians? No, but somehow we are always associated to that in their countries. And it is time for us to also address that. Listen, I have defended Nigeria that most Nigerians do not do such negative things, but we cannot deny that portion of Nigerians that are involved in this. And I'm speaking to those negative Nigerians, I call them. You cannot go to somebody's country, be it in South Africa, be it one of the countries in Asia, be it one of the countries in Europe, be it one of the countries in the Americas, and you involve yourself in negative activities, destroying the community that has decided to host you. And then you want us to now come and defend you, the well-meaning, hard-working Nigerians that are just trying to push through, become successful, and actually contribute to the societies they are living in. And you have the negative Nigerians that are doing negative things, destroying the communities that are hosting them, and they want us, hardworking, well-meaning Nigerians, which is most of us, by the way, to now come to their defense, online and in person. I say, God forbid, I'm not doing that nonsense. If you're a Nigerian and you go to somebody's country and you're doing negative things in there, you deserve to be treated like the scum of the earth which you are. If you're a Nigerian and you go to people's countries and you're contributing to the destruction of their societies and you're found guilty, again, there's a caveat to my statement, and you're found guilty. I'm not talking about the people that just brand you because you're Nigerian and then they just tag you a negative person automatically. But when you are actually guilty of doing negative things in people's country and you're found guilty, you deserve whatever the consequences of that land is. I don't care. I lose my empathy for you as a Nigerian, whether you are in South Africa, whether you're any other African country, whether you're in Europe, Asia, Americas, even in Antarctica. I lose all empathy and sympathy for you when you are found guilty of doing negative things in people's countries. Because you guys have to understand something. As a Nigerian, as a proud Nigerian, your bad behavior as a Nigerian in people's countries affects me. My good behavior in people's country actually affects you. As a Nigerian, you are an ambassador of Nigeria, whether you like it or not. How you behave yourself in people's countries affects other Nigerians, whether you believe it or not, whether you agree with it or not. It doesn't matter, it's the truth. So if you go to somebody's country and you're dealing drugs, if you go to somebody's country and you are doing scam and you're hurting the fabric of that society, it doesn't matter if you're the only one. I'm not talking about the others. I'm talking about the Nigerians because I am Nigerian. Are there do the natives of those countries also do drugs and do crime? Yes, sure. But I don't care about them. I care about the Nigerians that are also involved in that, to the point where it has become synonymous with us. That's why I'm focused on it, because I am Nigerian first and foremost, and because that's the people I know. Your bad behavior in these countries affects me, whether I am abroad or whether I am at home. Most Nigerians are just well-meaning, law-abiding, trying to get through life Nigerians. We are not going out of our way to hurt your societies, but we cannot deny as Nigerians, especially Nigerians like myself, who believe in balance and equality and accountability. We cannot deny that we do have some Nigerians in South Africa that are doing negative things, for example. We cannot deny that, bro. I mean, it's become prominent to the point where it's become synonymous with us. I defend Nigeria when I need to, but we cannot just turn a blind eye to the ones that are doing these negative things. We cannot turn a blind eye and act like, oh my God, the South Africans are just lying completely. No, they're not. Do I agree when the South Africans blanket Nigerians as one? No, I do not. But there are a sizable number of Nigerians that are involved in the negative things happening in South Africa, happening in Asia, which is why nowadays, if you are traveling as a Nigerian to any of these countries, I can almost guarantee you're going to face more scrutiny from the immigration. That's why I speak to the Nigerians that are doing negative things in people's countries. Your bad behavior affects me. Meanwhile, my good behavior affects you, and it's not a fair exchange. I want you guys to understand that. Your bad behavior, if you're a negative Nigerian in somebody's country, destroying the fabric of their society, your bad behavior affects other Nigerians. What does that mean? That simply means your criminal activities, your destructive activities in people's societies, any Nigerian that is now seen online or offline will be treated with that same bias that you've created. Does that sound fair to you? Does that sound good to you? Does that sound like a fair exchange to you? You have most Nigerians living their life, being good people, contributing to society, and you have the others, the small percentage of Nigerians that are just doing chaos. So the most are doing good, the few are doing bad. Is that a fair exchange? No, it's not. It's not a fair exchange. Your bad behavior in Asia, in Europe, in the Middle East, in South Africa, affects most Nigerians. Most of us just want to live our life, live our life and just have a good life, peacefully. It's affecting everybody, bro. That's my point. We need to call out the bad behavior. We are, but we need to do more. You do have Nigerians abroad doing negative things. We do. And if I ever get to the point in my life where I am the president of Nigeria, I will make a policy that if you go abroad, if you go outside the borders of Nigeria, whether it's to Ghana, whether it's to Cameroon, I don't care whether it's to our next door neighbors, or whether you go to South Africa, whether you go to Egypt, whether you go to Singapore, China, Brazil, America, the policy I will institute is this: if you go abroad as a Nigerian and you are tried and you are proven guilty for doing something bad in that society, whether you go to sell powder or drugs or whatever they call it, you run a syndicate that is hurting the fabric of that society that has accepted you, you lose your Nigerian citizenship. You become a man or a woman without a country. And that country, that society that you have broken their fabric, they can do with you as they wish. That will be my policy. Because you cannot travel outside the borders of Nigeria. You know how enterprising Nigerians are. You know how law-abiding Nigerians are. And you go abroad and you contribute to the destruction and the tarnishing of the Nigerian brand image. You lose that. You lose that. You will lose all your Nigerian citizenship immediately. Because we cannot continue to tolerate this. You cannot go to people's country, contribute to the fall of that society, and when you're caught, all of a sudden, oh, my people help me in Nigeria. No, fuck you. We're not doing that. Just like I come to the defense of Nigeria when I need to, I also need to hold us accountable because, yes, Nigerians do engage in nefarious activities in South Africa. Is it most Nigerians? Absolutely not. But there is a large enough number of Nigerians involved that it's become like a stereotype. It exists. Let's not be dumb. I dare you to travel with a Nigerian passport. See how immigration treats you. Other African countries don't go through the scrutiny us Nigerians go through. I tell you that much because I've done it. I've traveled with my friends from Kenya. I've traveled with my friends from different African countries. I get more scrutiny than they've ever gotten. Because I'm Nigerian. And it's something that I just have to live with now because it is what it is. It's something that I have no choice but to deal with because I have a Nigerian passport. A large enough number of Nigerians are involved in criminal activities enough to the point that it's become a stereotype for us. And just because you love Nigeria like I do does not mean that we cannot call ourselves out when we fuck up. Most Nigerians abroad are a net positive to societies. But we have a loud minority that engage in the destruction of those same societies and it affects us. That's what really gets me. To the Nigerians that are doing negative things in people's countries. Don't you think of us? Don't you think of us? Don't you think, oh man, this thing is going to affect the Nigerians that are coming behind me, the Nigerians that are in the same society as me? Because if I get arrested, if I get caught from the bad things that I'm doing in people's countries, oh man, it's going to affect my community, and this is not good. That's the way I think. That's the way I think. That's why I try my best to be on my best behavior. Listen, don't get me wrong. I don't get kicked around. I do not. I stand up for myself when I need to. But I also understand that, oh man, I need to, represent well, do good, be a net positive, because when I'm not here anymore and I move city or I do this, there might be another Nigerian that comes in and I want to live as much good PR, goodwill, so that the community will extend that same goodwill to that person. But we cannot allow negative people, negative Nigerians, be there in South Africa or wherever, to keep tarnishing the name of Nigeria. We need to call it out. So if you are a Nigerian and you've been blessed with a platform to speak on, I suggest we speak on it too. Thank you.